Hi, today I want to talk to you about a distinction called communication versus confrontation. Confrontation is a type of communication, but we don't have to go into a confrontational mode when we communicate. So many times my clients with anxiety are afraid to say something. They're afraid to speak their mind, afraid to make a request, afraid to assert a boundary. They're afraid to stand up for themselves sometimes because they envision that whatever communication they do is going to lead to a confrontation. Now, we can learn how to communicate skillfully and reduce the possibility of a confrontation. But even if there is a confrontation that occurs, we can still take care of ourselves within the context of that. But I want to talk to you first about the communication part. If you are regularly communicating and you are checking in with yourself, thinking about, do I say something here? What needs to be said? How do I assert my boundary? If you're doing that kind of work in your relationships, that you're laying a foundation for that type of communication to occur in both directions. So when you hear information, if you respond with a slow, thoughtful, compassionate, understanding response, hopefully you'll start to get that back in return. And you can set up a norm of being calm in your communication with the other person. You can think through what you want to say. You could even write it out ahead of time if you want to. What you want to do is you want to say things initially using I statements. I statements, like the capital letter I, not like an I, but I statements are statements where we say things like, I feel a little bit hesitant about doing that, or I feel reluctant, or I feel frustrated when I think about that. And we can also talk about a behavior that the other person is doing or not doing that we would like them to either increase or decrease. So we can say, I feel frustrated when you raise your voice. That may be a way that we can start a conversation. There's a whole assertiveness formula that I cover in my course, and I won't go into here. But if you study assertive communication, you will learn how to set boundaries properly, how to be effective as a communicator. And this is something that you can practice and get good at. Not every communication has to lead to confrontation. Now, if for some reason you've done everything to the best of your ability and the other person is reacting to you in a way that feels very uncomfortable or feels like they're sort of blowing up on you, what you might want to do is say, listen, apparently I didn't say this in a way that I'm most effective for you to be able to hear me. Let's take a break. And you can ask them to pause the conversation and come back to it when you can both be calmer. And then you can restate what you said. You definitely want to keep things in a calmer zone when you do your communication so that it doesn't scare you to do it and so that you can be able to get more of what you want and more of what you need. If you have any questions about how to best communicate, why don't you comment below and I will revisit those comments and see if I can help. Also, if you like this video and if you agree with the message of it, please comment below and like, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs it. Thank you. This has been Dr. Pam Garcy and I will see you at the next video.